Welcome to episode 2 of the TapTapPodcast. I'm your host, Cody Chase Duncan, and we're here with episode 2 guest, Antonio. How are you, brother?
Good, brother.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me on.
Of course. How you going?
Yeah, bro, not too bad.
Day's been alright?
Yeah, man.
Up to much?
Nah, just come to do the thing here.
Yeah. First podcast?
Yeah, bro.
Been nervous?
A little bit.
It's normal. But pretty much I brought you on here today to talk about a bit about your music stuff, a bit about you, and all that stuff. So, tell us a bit about yourself.
So my name's Antonio, obviously, but I do go by Antoniomixedit. I'm a freelance recording and mix engineer based out of Safe House Studio, Sydney.
Yep.
Mentored by Mix by Espa for the last 3 to 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Self-taught up to the point of meeting Espa, and I've just been doing this thing since the production thing since late 2014, 2015.
It's
Yeah.
been a while, 7
Yeah,
years.
bro.
How old are you now?
I turn 22 next year, June.
22.
Yeah,
Still
I'm
young.
21
Yeah.
now.
I was trying to work that out in my head.
Yeah,
How's it working with obviously Espa?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big name. How's that
Yeah.
working with him?
Oh, bro, he changed my life, man. He showed me that there was a career in engineering, and just showed me that I did have to work hard for it. Though it wasn't handed to me,
Yeah.
it was more like, here, I can show you the ropes, but it's up to you to execute.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, we kicked off. I knew of him as a kid because like I was mingling in the scene as a youngin as well, and I used to do a bit of rapping myself.
Yeah.
Started off doing the artist thing, and I approached him for studio time and a bit expensive and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then like after that, it was just like, alright, cool. We just never spoke again. Then he was running workshops at Redfern Youth Centre, mixing workshops, and because I wanted to do a bit of both, I wanted to learn how to like record and mix my own stuff, I approached him. I didn't go through with it. A couple of years down the track, he'd done the workshops again. I approached him. I went through with it this time.
Yeah.
And then we linked up from there, and that's where it really started. He gave me an internship in the actual commercial studio world.
Yeah.
I just, not straight out of the bedroom
Yeah.
to commercial world, yeah.
Why'd you say no the first time?
Just young and stupid, bro. I think it's just, not reliable.
Yeah.
And thinking you could, do it by yourself.
Yeah.
And that's just the mentality of being young. I mean, I wish I did go earlier.
Yeah.
Like, I did start young, and I did get into this young, but I wish I even had more of a head on me younger.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, bro?
exactly.
Yeah.
100%. Good thing is you're still young too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like, do you reckon, like, obviously saying no that first time was probably, how old were you there at that time? 19, 18?
No, 7. I moved out. It's when I moved out of home. I was about 17, 18. So 17, 20, 18. Yeah, about then.
Yeah.
So it was a couple years down the track. Like, prior to that, I was hanging around other studios, networking, trying to learn off producers, engineers, bedroom enthusiasts.
Yeah.
But nothing really made sense to me until
Bedroom
it was like,
enthusiast.
I can't hate on that, bro.
Yeah.
I started in the bedroom,
Yeah.
but you don't want to base the rest of your career in the bedroom.
Yeah.
You definitely want to be working out of the bedroom eventually. But yeah, bro.
I saw that question on your story the other day. It's
Yeah.
like, what do you recommend? A studio, like a proper studio, or your bedroom? It's like, bro, what do you think?
Well, it's like, I'm not trying to, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus here, but it's like a lot of the studios now are more bedroom enthusiasts, turn engineer, where I was actually thrown into the commercial world and I learned off one of the OGs, bro. And that just changed my mentality. And once you're shown something and you're comfortable with it, bro, you don't sort of want to turn back. So I couldn't see myself going back to the bedroom.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a bedroom setup where I do prep my work, do a little bit of editing, but everything gets finalized in the studio and ran through gear and just given it that industry
100%.
quality.
You've obviously been in the industry for a while. It's crazy to see how much it's grown in the last 10 years.
Bro, it wasn't how it was now. When I was doing my little thing in the bedroom, bro, we barely had anybody. It was more of the gutter scene, I like to call it, bro, but it wasn't looked at in people's eyes of how it's looked at now.
Yeah, it's correct. It's correct because like I was just telling the previous guest on is like I used to listen to Cursor from like when did he come out? 09, 2010. I was into that guy in like year 5 and 6, right? I used to listen to everyone just you junkie, all that shit.
Bro,
and like that was like the OG side of like listening to him, and then now like people now pay their respects to him now, which some don't, but like people pay more respects now than they did back then.
100%.
It's like and I feel like that would have happened with a lot of the Australian-based artists.
100%. Personally, I don't reckon he gets enough recognition from the younger generation, bro. But I get it. we're looked at, like my generation is looked at like an old head now.
Yeah.
And I used to look at other people like, nah, you're an old head, get with the music. But like, it's just the evolution of like the generations, bro. But, you know, without Cursor, the foundation and the doors would never been open for everyone else to build doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't think you should love his music. If you don't, you gotta at least respect it, bro. Like, that's the shit that, to be honest, he inspired me, man.
Yeah.
He was like my biggest inspiration because I grew up on old school hip hop, bro. Old school 80s, 90s, 2000s. Dre, 50M.
Yeah, yeah.
And I never really got in tune with Aussie hip hop because it was Hilltop Hoods and whatnot. And no disrespect to them, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Then when I heard Cursor in high school, man, I was like, whoa, like,
fucking oath.
There's someone in Australia that actually does music that resonates. You know, you never had that before. And, you know, it sounds cliche to say Cursor, but, you know, without him, bro, the scene wouldn't be what it is. And, you know, I've
100%.
got to pay homage.
And, like, if you look at, like, even his show the other day at the Enmore Theatre, sold out, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Sold out shows, like, and I was just saying then, like, the cult following he has is, like, beyond anyone.
Oh.
Like, people have fans and people that listen to it, but he's got, like, supporters and fans that, like, are a cult. Like, they get him tattooed on him. Like,
oh, yeah, bro, crazy.
Like,
crazy. I mean, he's like, and I know a lot of people, you know, crucify me for this, bro, but he's like the Tupac of Oz rap guys. When he goes, it's still going to be a legacy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, you sort of shouldn't be comparing people, but I'm just saying in the legacy
Yeah,
aspect,
no, 100%, bro. You got to pay your respects. With your, obviously, getting into the music, what made you get into, like, obviously you said you were an artist first for a bit. What made you get into it in the first place?
So, like, my parents are youngish, so I was introduced to hip-hop 5, 6, 7 years old, bro.
Yeah.
I'd be in the back, in the baby chair, bro, rapping Tupac lyrics, cuz.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of that was just being, you know, a lot of what's, you know, I'm doing now is because I was exposed to hip hop and I just had a connection with it. And then it went to the point where I grew up and, you know, it's embarrassing to say, but I used to walk around with do-rags and baggy ass 3XL white shirts, you know, fitted hats and just, you know, I wanted to be like 50 Cent at that point. But it was just like, literally as the years went past, I just always had a connection with hip hop, man.
Yeah.
I really did. And I'm glad I did because I'm so in tune with the music that I understand it, and I guess that's why a lot of people come and work with me. One, because I got the advantage of understanding the artist side, and two, being able to produce the sound that they vision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I feel like obviously obviously talking about I don't know how to say the word, resonating.
Yeah.
Resonating with Cursor's music. Was there like a connection there? Like, how was your life growing up?
Look, I'm not gonna say I had the worst life, bro. I still got what I wanted as a kid and whatnot, but I don't come from a wealthy family. You know what I mean? So I can't say that like probably my upbringing's like him, but it was just more seeing someone from Australia do it because our whole life, bro, it's like you know, it became sort of a racial thing in that aspect. It's like, oh, you're white, you shouldn't be rapping. You know, it was always Eminem was white, but no one was doing it in Australia. You know what I mean? And bro, I don't know, it just resonated with Cursor, but it was just one of those things, man. I think it was Highest Man.
Yeah.
I think it was start of year 7, bro. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then like, it just pretty much happened.
Much people listen to. What school did you end up going to?
So I did 1 year at Patrician Brothers Fairfield.
That's where I went.
1 year.
That's where I finished.
Then I last there. And then I finished school in year 10 from year 8 to year 10, Maryland's High.
Oh, yo.
So, yeah.
How was that big difference?
You can just say that's when my life started, you know, changing. I mean, coming from, I was innocent at one point. No, not saying innocent, but like as the image would go, you know, and then moving into like a school like that, it's like, whoa, it's like either fit in or fuck off. So you essentially had to either fit in or fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's when, you know...
Get bullied or bully.
That's right, bro. And that's when things just started, like, you know, my life changed a little bit and it sort of molded me into the...
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like the good thing about going through, like, a lot of struggle and, like, a lot of, like change young is the old... Like, you're 22 now and you've realised the lessons that most people realise when they're, like, 30.
Yeah.
So, like, you're ahead of that in the sense of that.
Definitely, bro, yeah.
Like, you even see, like, these days, like, you still got 25, 30-year-olds still doing the same shit as 17-year-olds.
That's right, yeah. A lot of people say I'm switched on, I mean, but I'll still be a child if I want to. You know what I mean? Like, being a child always will be there, but, you know, there's a time and place for things.
Yeah.
And, you know, being schooled by ESPA, the discipline that I've got in the commercial side compared to what I had in the bedroom, it's totally changed me as a person.
Yeah.
My my whole persona,
Yeah.
like even dressing a little bit more presentable these days as well.
No more saggy shirts.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like it's still hip hop, bro.
Yeah.
But you sort of got to play both sides, man. Unfortunately.
And you're based at Safe House Studios, isn't it, in
Yeah,
Blacktown?
bro.
How's that studio? They just moved recently, didn't you?
So when I was doing my internship with Aspire, we're a studio in Five Dock, man.
Yeah.
And the studio in Five Dock, it was nice, bro. It was nice, but it was just a little small as far as space goes. So you couldn't really have a lot of people in there. It was more like one-on-one vocal sessions. You might bring a couple mates, but it's not like what we have now, bro. Aspire's, hit a gold mine, bro. We ended up getting Electric Sun Studios in Blacktown, and we ended up taking over there and rebranding it as Safe House. And the funny thing is, bro, like we just got that studio before lockdown happened. Then lockdown hit.
Yeah.
And then it just ruined everything. We're still doing our things at home, doing what we can, but like we couldn't get into the studio and really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a different vibe, and I feel like the whole Australian music scene is. You can see like people like some artists haven't even released this year because most artists rely on in a studio and recording on a videographer, and they couldn't do either.
Definitely.
So there's a few artists that have gone the whole year without releasing a single song. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, it did have a big effect, but a lot of the artists that I work with, like I work with everybody, bro, but there's a certain caliber of artists that I try to work with in more of a developing the artist sort of scenario rather than just coming in and doing your thing.
Yeah.
So like JR, essentially. We still had stuff backed up, man, because we work on a different level,
Yeah.
And we still consistently released through COVID, luckily enough. But like I said, man, Safe House, the actual Arndale Park complex, has not been operating for much long.
Yeah.
Really, bro. Like we're sort of grand opening is next year, man.
Yeah.
We're just working out of there at the moment. We haven't done promo, nothing.
Yeah.
And, bro, we're busy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm keen to see what next year holds with it.
That's one thing too, like in the Australian music scene itself, how much studio, like we're in a studio now actually, 267, shout out to 267.
Shout out to them.
Like there's so many studios opening up like in different areas, like there's this in Liverpool, there's your one, and then there's like, there's another one in, where is it? Someone was telling me Parramatta, I think, just opened up. I don't know what it's called.
There's a lot popping up at the moment.
Yeah, there's a lot popping up, like music studio wise, and like I feel like it's that because some artists, like if you look compared to their original songs, where now they're like working with proper producers and engineers, like you can see the quality difference.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite artist in Australia at the moment, like anyone specific?
Bro, I'm gonna sound so cliche, man, but I just don't think personally for my generation anybody could top Cursor.
Yeah.
I mean, just obviously because the connection to music, but the level of artistry with him, bro. Like, when you look at the whole musical side, bro, like he's not just a rapper, he's an artist. And then that's what I like to separate with a lot of people. You're either an artist or just a rapper. You can spit bars or you can work to a structure and create a vibe and create a song and create moments in a song that make a song. Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
I always tell people.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big fan of Cursor. I'm also a big fan of Hopsin. I don't know if you listen to Hopsin.
Yeah, I used to.
Do you know what would be the maddest song together? Cursor and Hopsin.
Yeah.
I reckon they'd roast the shit out of people.
Yeah, no. I remember listening to Hopsin, bro, like Ill Mind and all those, and Sag My Pants and what's Nocturnal Rainbows, like all that old stuff.
He's actually banned from Australia at the moment.
Oh, is he really?
His ex-partner's from Australia, and they got pregnant, and then she got an AVO on him, like she cheated on him and that shit.
Yeah, that's right. Penrith or something, eh?
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? He's
crazy.
Bro, it's crazy to think. Imagine being like a kid, alright, and growing up, but your dad's Hopsin, but you never know.
You never know, that's right.
Like, bro, like, I could be Cursor's son.
It's crazy.
Imagine that. Obviously, being in the studio, you're going to meet a lot of artists. Like, have you met any specific artists that, like, kind of change your view on things?
So, being an intern and being an assistant, so after the internship, if you don't mind me going a little bit of a rant, just to show you how I got to the assistant point, I ended up moving out of Sydney, bro, and living up on the south coast for a bit, for a year and a half. Between that time, I was, and this, it might sound a bit up myself, but I'm proud, bro, and a lot of people are proud of the determination. I'm sure we've had this chat over live.
Yeah.
And I was missioning it from the south coast every Saturday, Sunday, hitting Esper's place up to record my own clients, mix for my own clients and whatnot. So it was a lot of back and forth doing that stuff. Before that, I was actually at a studio in Redfern doing my own thing. Then he noticed me doing that and he's like, hey man, you know, since you were interning with me and whatnot, and I think you're at the level you're at, and I see the determination, bro. Come use my place for the same price.
Yeah.
You know? And there's a lot of back and forth, you know, from the 5 Dock place, South Coast, 5 Dock place, South Coast. And to the point where it was like, I had to get back to Sydney, bro. I was busy, man. But I was still up there. I was mixing, no joke, bro. I was mixing out of a cabin. And this cabin, my hot water ran on hot gas bottles, bro.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the dirty power of my house while mixing. A lot of people don't understand, like, with, you know, high-end studios and whatnot, there's power conditioners that, you know, suck in the dirty power and spit out good power just to, you know, save your gear and let it last longer and whatnot, and, you know, not affect your playback.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I was in this cabin doing my thing, shit of space, man, but I still was getting shit done, bro.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, I need a second pair of ears. He goes, please, like, you need to come back. And long story short, bro, I ended up coming back, and I started assisting. No joke, a week I got back, I started assisting on. It was meant to be Rates' project. I'm not sure if it's not coming out or not, bro. But I assisted on recording for Rates, so Curse's brother.
Yeah.
And that was crazy, man. That was like I said, I used to listen to these people in school, bro.
Yeah.
To actually sitting in the room and working with them, like, I was starstruck.
Yeah.
To a point. And so, like, there's that level of high-end artistry while I was assisting. And obviously, when I came back, he classed me as an assistant, so I was actually more hands-on then. But then there's also the artists that I work with, the underground artists that I'm trying to develop and, you know, give a platform to. So out of everybody, bro, and it might sound biased, JR, bro. I just think out of everybody, man. And I've got, like, good mates that work with me. Yeah. And this ain't a bias thing. This is just the musical side of things and really separating the boys from men. JR, bro, like, I just think that kid, well, he's not a kid, he's my age, but I just think, you know, he is next level versatile, bro. A lot of people know him for just his drill stuff. Yeah. But the shit that we've been working on, the stuff that we have recorded that's not even going to be put out, it's crazy. I feel like
versatility is key.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
if you're, like, yes, you can create, like, one of good music, but if you look at all the great, like, artists, I use Snoop Dogg as an example. Snoop Dogg creates some fucking quality, versatile shit. Yeah. Like, it's just, like, you need to be versatile so you can expand your market.
Of course, bro. And that's why I think that, you know, in the respect of Cursor, why he's come so far, because he's evolved with the music. A lot of people from that generation never evolved. Yeah. They're not really around no more. You know, and that's not shots at anybody. That's just how the game works, bro. Yeah. You know, you got to get with the sound or get left behind. You 100%. Know? It's just like the instance of... Parliament Funkadelic, George Clinton, allowing Dr. Dre to sample his records to use on the Chronic, and just being for the generation rather than saying, I don't like this music, it's rap, we don't like it. Yeah. There's not enough people like that. And I guarantee you, if we did it, George Clinton started to sue Dr. Dre for using those samples on the Chronic record, or any of the artists that were sampling, any of the engineers and producers that were sampling at the time, then we probably wouldn't have that music today. So I am a strong, firm believer in evolution and having to evolve, bro, whether you're an artist, engineer,
well, it's like Curse's new song, Winner. Like, that's a complete different style that we haven't heard, but, like, it actually slapped. I think Open to Late produced that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Open to Late. We're making some quality.
Oh, shout out to him, definitely, bro.
That's the thing, like, too, there's so much producers, engineers coming out now, like, the worst thing is when, like, they don't get the credit. That's probably the worst thing about it, but, like, I guess that's the game. Like,
I know a lot about that, bro, but it's like, I'm not in it for the money, bro. I'm not in it for the clout, what these kids call it. I say fame, but you know, these kids say clout. I'm not in it for that, man. I'm in it for the art of hip hop, bro. I got into it for hip hop and the sake of the culture. I honestly think that that's starting to be sold to the corporate world, and we're sort of losing that culture, unfortunately. So I'm trying to sort of keep that alive in respect of what I do and how I, you know, do things with the artists that I work with on a more personal level.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. That's a big thing, like, growing the culture and the community of it. And obviously there's a lot of it's good that a lot of big brands are getting in, like, you've got, like, JD Sports and, like,
oh yeah, definitely,
like, all these things. But it's like, the thing I respect about JD Sports is they're keeping that culture there. It's not like they're making them, like, model shoes in, like, a suit. Like, they're making them they're in their tracksuits, they're in their pop collars and shit, like, looking like lads.
Definitely, bro. But, like, a lot of people, you know, the term eshay, well, I say lad, bro, I come from that generation, where it's like, bro, that's the culture that sort of gave this, well, my generation an image, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, and it's good that people are still doing it. But I also do think that there's a lot of people that like to look upon it, Eshe, this, that, but it's like, man, you're wearing TNs and you're calling somebody Eshe. It's like, you know what I'm trying to say, bro?
100%.
It's the culture, yeah. I just think that, and it's true to us, bro. That's our culture.
Yeah.
Walking around with 3XL basketball jerseys like I used to, and do-rags and Air Force Ones with pants that didn't fit me, bro. That's not our culture, unfortunately. So, like, you know, that's sort of when I was listening to Curse and all the, like, you know, the Sydney scene, like Sydney Searchers and stuff like that. It also gave me the, like, I also started dressing the way because I felt that it was an original 100%. Thing. I'm not trying to be like anybody, but it was like the influence through the music, you know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little break. We'll be back in a second. Ad break. Let's go. Welcome back to the Tap Tap Podcast. You just saw our Overtini ad. Yeah, bro, what a break. It's hot in here, right?
Oh, bro.
Far right. You always wear jumpers?
Yeah.
Mainly? Keep it simple.
Hide the ink a little bit, look a bit more presentable.
How much tattoos you got?
Just sleeve.
One sleeve?
Just stupidity, to be honest.
Anything meaningful? Or?
Nah.
How old were you, 15?
No, when I was 15, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Just home job shit. I mean, if I waited, you know what I mean, I would have... Yeah, just stupid, bro. Like I was saying, you know, being young, not listening, and, you know, you deal with the consequences in life, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get my first one.
Laser, here we come, you know.
Are you going to get laser or not?
On some things, yeah.
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 You don't have a postcode there, do you?
Nah, look, personally, bro, like, I'm from Marylands.
Yeah.
But, like, because I've been around Sydney, like, you know, Guildford, Wembleyville, Toongabbie, whatnot. Like, I've moved around so much that, like, because if I stick to one number, I'm going to be a liar.
Yeah.
But I did most of my childhood and, like, up to high school in Maryland. So, and then also, I don't want a number to reflect on the business on some gang shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm not about that anymore, bro. True. Or not. You know what I mean? It's just a
That's
bad
the thing,
look.
bro.
Yeah.
Like, especially when your business comes into it, the professionalism and obviously you want to, like, I'm guessing as an engineer, the dream is obviously work with international guests as well.
Work with everybody,
and
man.
like, who's your probably number one person internationally you'd want to work with? Tupac, if he's still alive.
Personally, bro, not even work, bro. I'd love to just sit with Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
And just watch him do his thing and just learn. Him and Mixed by Ali. I mean, I'd rather sit down with an engineer and intern rather than work with an artist, because the shit that you're going to learn there and bring back to this country, bro, that's probably more priceless than getting a credit on a Kanye West track.
Yeah.
You know, but, like, I'm open to anything. Anything that's going to get my name out, any exposure, any opportunity, bro.
Yeah.
Just jump
Dr. Dre just split with his wife too.
Oh, yeah.
So he's single, got more time. If you're watching this, Dre, you know what's crazy? Like, especially, like, so I know, like, a fair bit of Australian producers only from, like, behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. But it's crazy, like, see how you just mentioned, was it Mixed by Ali?
Yeah.
Like, for me, who's just, like, a guy that listens to these artists, I actually don't even know who that is. Which is, like, pretty crazy, like, how a lot of people know, like, the artists, like Drake, Kanye, everyone, but they actually don't know the producers. Yeah, well,
was Dre's intern because Ali was good mates with Kendrick. Ali was Dre's intern while Dre was working on To Pimp a Butterfly. They're working on it together. Dre was not assisting, but he was sort of, you know, showing Ali the ropes. And then Ali's gone on to mix for Kendrick, all Kendrick shit, Nipsey Hussle, Mac Miller, the baby stuff now, YG. Like, he's up there, bro.
Yeah.
He's definitely inspiration, yeah.
They're both American? They would be, yeah?
Who, Mixed by Ali?
Both American or UK? American,
The engineers?
Yeah.
Dre and Mixed by Ali? American, yeah.
There isn't much, do you know any UK ones?
I know Fumes, the engineer, does his little thing with the drill segment things, but I'm not really into that music, bro. I work with it, but when I go home and I want to chill, bro, 80s, 90s, 2000s, you know, that's just how it is.
Aqua. You listen to Aqua?
No, who's that?
Barbie Girl. Have you worked?
I'm talking about hip hop, brother.
I'm in the wrong part, bro. If you look at my Spotify playlist, I can pull it out right now.
Yeah.
You go from listening to like Snoop Dogg to like, I don't know, Kanye, and then you got like Barbie Girl.
That's hectic.
I'm a mix of everything.
But I do listen to other stuff. I listen to Guns N' Roses. I like Nickelback. You know, I still do like having a bit of variation in genre, because like sometimes hip hop can be a little bit too negative sometimes. Yeah. You know, and it depends what vibe.
I do like the mix of country music with stuff lately.
Yeah.
I like that weird like hip hop / country kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know why. I just kind of like, it's like calm but not calm, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that collabs.
It's music is a soundtrack to your life, bro. I've been told by an old engineer back in the day, and it's true, bro, because like every time you hear a song, it takes you back to that moment. So, you know, it's just the vibe.
It's crazy,
it's
like
mood,
music.
You know?
Music's such like a history. Like, it's obviously an art craft and that stuff, but like think a lot of people don't realize the power of music, and not only of what we listen to on day to day, but even like think about every movie you watch has some sort of sentimental background music or like some sort of song. And like it's like you walking through a fire by yourself, and then you walking through a fire with like Guns N' Roses on the back. It's like a whole different vibe. Yeah, yeah. And it's crazy, like because there would be sound engineers that work in movies, wouldn't there be?
Oh yeah, definitely, bro. The whole industry on that side of things, as far as the market that goes, bro. Like some people that do, like, you know, the effects and sound for movies and film, documentary, television, whatever, they make big money, bro. Yeah. Sometimes more than engineers. Yeah. Because, you know, you can imagine how much, if a film's a blockbuster, how much that film makes up.
Have you watched Spider-Man?
I'm a bit iffy on that, bro, because I grew up on the original Peter Parker.
No, bro.
1, 2, and 3.
I watched it I don't know
it is a whether I want to break my heart a little bit childhood-wise.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I don't want to spoil it. But like it is a great movie, bro. And it, like for me, who's a big like original fan, like Tobey Maguire days. Yeah. Like watching this Spider-Man was like it was kind of like living your childhood again. It was like, bro, like I actually cried in the cinema. I was bro, it's full emotional with some of it. Like just watching it and like, but that movie, what came out 2 weeks ago, that's probably already hit like $1 billion in sales.
Really? Yeah. So imagine the people that done the sound for it, bro. Wow, like the royalties, you know.
Well, think about like they would easily make 500 mil profit in all these Avengers movies and MCU because of that, which makes it it's just crazy. Like, bro, that's a lot of money.
Unbelievable, ridiculous.
Like, it's freaking insane. But talking about business side, like, is there any plans with like the future of like your engineering stuff? Like, what's your plans? Are you trying to steer a certain way?
I'm just trying to get at the level that I've always wanted to be at, bro. I just want to be up there. Eventually, I do want to have my own studio space and have a console because I'm just so influenced by the old school and, you know, shown the analog side of the studio world that I just like to really have like a full analog studio, or essentially hybrid, a mixture of both, but a lot more hands-on stuff. And bro, just to be honest, like I don't think I could ever walk away from Esper's team, bro. So I think, you know, I'm gonna be there for a long time. Yeah. And but still also have my little personal space to work out of.
100%. It's crazy, like I was like just hearing you on the ad break there talking about like the studio, like the sound wars and shit, like echoing. I was like so confused. But it's crazy how much you know, like in the sense of like the background stuff of like stuff like for me to walk into a studio and record, I just record, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like say you walk in, you see like the echo, you're clapping, there's an echo in the wall, like I was like,
hey, I'm not trying to walk in here and analyze people's studios. He asked me how does the booth sound. I was like, oh, it's a little bit boring.
But that's the thing, like it's crazy that you know that. Like a lot of people wouldn't know that. Like a lot of people walk in like and like just see like it's a studio, but it's good. Like it's a good skill to have, not only for like because other people will ask you, which is like good, but also like for your own studio in the future. Like you'll know what works and doesn't work, and it's crazy how like one small thing can make the sound like not sound the best.
Well, what can I say, bro? I learned from the best. Shout out to Esper.
Yo, shout out to Esper.
Mixed by Esper.
What's yours, Antonio?
Antonio Mixedit, yeah.
Oh, so he just switched the name.
Not really. Not really. It's just, bro, what am I going to go by? Yeah. And it was just like,
Mixed.
Antonio Mixed. It's got a ring to it. It was more of a thing where I put it together so it stays with someone. Yeah. You know? Who mixed it?
Antonio Mixed it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you do that little thing before the song starts?
What?
Antonio Mixed it.
No, I don't do that. Personally, I think that's more for producers. I sort of feel that's a little bit corny in my, you know what I mean, opinion. Like anyone else, you know, if you do it, shout out to you, you know.
They do a mad little Antonio Mixed.
Yeah, like I just think it's a little bit corny because it's like I want you to hear my quality, and then be like, that's Antonio. Yeah. I don't want to chuck my producer tag there that I mixed it. Like I'm not, you know, I'm trying to sell myself for my sound. You know what I mean?
There's actually, I don't know who it is, but there's an American artist, and there's a producer that works with him. He puts his tag in a lot of the songs. And for ages, I thought just everyone was using this sound, like, to start with. So everyone was like, Ayo. Yeah. Like, I thought everyone was using this Ayo to start with. Yeah. And then, like, after, like, I think it was, like, last year, I realized that's the producer's rapper tag. Yeah. Like, they tag that's in the thing. Yeah. I'm like, bro, I'm so dumb. Yeah. I thought it was just like Ayo.
Yeah, I guess with the producer tag thing, it's like Metro Boomin, works with 21 Savage. Yeah. You got the Metro tag. You got Jungle Beats.
I think it was Metro Booming that
Jungle Beats or Jaleel Beats, whatever, for Bobby Schmurder's Hot. That song. And it's like people jack beats off YouTube these days and they got some random producer tag in and it's just like, oh, like I only think if you work with the producer on a personal level, it's good to put the producer tag. But if you don't, it's a little bit unprofessional.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like you don't even notice.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Which is fair enough.
Yeah.
It's crazy, even like besides obviously the music, how crazy the videography of these days have been.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like
bro.
they've moved into like proper movies when they make these.
Oh, definitely,
artists.
bro. I mean, yeah, I'm not so in tune with that, obviously.
Yeah.
So everything looks good to me in that respect. I'm all about the sound.
Crazy. All about the sound. That's your quote. That's your quote. All about the sound.
All about the sound.
Do you have a quote that you kind of live by?
Yeah, bro. The same one I told you. You can be shown the ropes, but it's up to you to execute, bro.
Yeah.
And that's literally how it was. You can be schooled on how to do something, but you're gonna get off your ass and go do it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get up and make it work? I mean, I guess. Yeah, it's just ambition.
Yeah, 100%. And it's good, like I said, bro, you're still young, like there's still a lot to learn.
Oh, yeah,
and
I'm
it's still
learning every
like,
day, bro.
and that's the thing, bro, like to think like, lucky you had that kind of wake up call, you said a bit younger, because imagine having that in like 3 years.
I don't think I'll be doing what I'm doing now, bro, you know, I started off on a construction side, bro, doing music in between, and then one day I just left work. And
that jump is the scariest thing, to full time.
I was in a shit headspace, bro, and I was around shit people and shit people influencing me, so I didn't care, bro. I was just like, yeah, cool, we'll go make money elsewhere and do music. But it was like, nah. It wasn't until later on, that 17, 18, when I started the second time wanting to go to the workshop with Espa, was like, if I don't get my shit into check now, I'm going to give this shit one more go. Because everything was falling apart, as you can picture. The music thing is like a roller coaster. You have your highs, sometimes you have your lows. You might stay on your low for a bit, then a roller coaster might go back up. And that's how it fluctuates, you know? Yeah. And I was at like wit's end at that point. Yeah. And then it was like, yeah, this is my last chance. If I want this, otherwise I'm back doing a 9 to 5.
Yeah. 100%, bro. And I feel like that fear of failing is probably like a driving factor too, of like, fuck, I don't want to go back to that job. Like even me as a business owner, like obviously if you don't know, I own my own personal training business, and like that like especially COVID time where I can't work, like it's shit. I was tempted to go back to a 9 to 5. I was like, fuck. But I think that freedom of like just doing your own thing in your own business is like the best thing in the world.
Oh look, bro, I'll be honest with you, and this is just, a man's got to do what they got to do. When COVID was on, I had to go work at Rode Microphones, bro, doing assembly there.
Yeah, I was fucking
because
delivery
I
driving.
Access to studio. And unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that I work with, the clients that I work with, they want the sound that I achieve at the studio, not in my bedroom. Yeah. So they wanted to wait till COVID was over, and my money, I'm shit, I got to do something. Yeah. So I landed a job with Rode for a couple of weeks.
It's not a bad gig too.
It was alright, bro. It was slave labour, unfortunately.
Yeah, I did delivery driving. It was fucking terrible.
It was, it got me by, job, bro, and I'm back doing my thing. It's not like I failed. Yeah. The economy failed, bro.
100%.
So I had to do what I had to do, and then that's just part of the hustle.
Right, that's the thing. People get like this misconception of hustle. Like, say you're working towards like starting a clothing line or doing a podcast, they give up on everything else. Like, bro, I feel like you've got to work some sort of like normal job until your side job becomes your main job. Yeah. Like you just got to keep hustling and like shit. Like, bro, I literally the day I lost my job at the gym because like the gym's closed. Like I was contacting places. I got a delivery job and I was delivering for 3 months.
That's exactly what I was doing, bro.
Did I look like I want to deliver? But
nah,
like,
me either.
You got to find the positives in it, bro. Like delivery driving for me allowed me to listen to the podcast all day when I was driving. Yeah. And yourself working at roads, like that's a microphone thing.
It was still music wise though. Right. It's not like I went, and. Shout out to anybody that goes and works and pack shelves. I would have had to do that if I didn't get the road job. I was fortunate enough to get the road job. But it was still music orientated, and I got to experience how microphones were built. Yeah. I got to assist in the assembly. I was doing all that shit, so I don't see it as a bad thing. It was just I had to do that to keep doing what I'm doing now. If I didn't do that, then I won't be back at the studio, unfortunately, because it's like I would have had no money. I would have lost my house, shit like that. And
so the hustle. But we're going to get into our little segments for the end part. So our first segment is the GOAT, greatest of all time. Who's your GOAT? Dead, past, alive.
International or...
Anyone you want. Your GOAT.
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre. Yeah. Yo, why is that? Just...
Engineer. Well, not engineer. More producer, but he engineers. He's made some of the artists that we listen to today have a sound. Like, bro, 50 Cent wouldn't be 50 Cent without him. Eminem wouldn't be Eminem without him. He's even doing stuff with Corday now. Yeah. He's doing stuff with...
I like Dre that he's keep going. Like, he hasn't stopped.
Definitely. He's done, Kendrick stuff up to some point. And, bro, just for me, it's like he's a musical genius. Yeah. He pioneered a few generations.
Yeah, 100%.
NWA. Then the Death Row stuff. Yeah. And Aftermath.
That's why we call him the GOAT.
That's it, bro.
Next segment is this or that. Pretty straightforward, this or that. Hungry Jacks or McDonald's?
Oh, probably Macca's, bro.
Don't have Hungry Jacks much?
Hungry Jacks, not shout out to them, bro, if you want to sponsor me or anything, but not really, like, this stuff's always sloppy, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, so, like I was watching Abra.
Yeah.
I think he posted Hulk Smash Food. And he's reviewing the chicken burger.
Yeah.
And then it's like, as usual, looks like someone sat on it. I pissed myself laughing, but it's like, yeah. But shout out to Hungry Jacks.
Yeah, Hungry Jacks, sponsor us. Don't sponsor us, actually. Anyway, try to get a sponsor from everyone. Next, this or that, cars or motorbikes?
Bro, to be honest, I'd say a car, obviously. But not for the fact of doing up cars or anything. I'm not into that stuff, bro. I'll go build a studio.
Yeah.
You know, so like, car, my ideal car would be get something luxury to just cruise around with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm going to go mod up a car or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's never been about that, bro, unfortunately.
Cruising around town.
But cars, that's the answer.
Next, this or that, burgers or pizza?
Burgers.
Burgers?
Yeah.
Even though you're Italian?
Yeah, I know, bro. But no, burgers.
I reckon pineapple should be on pizza.
Yeah, 100%. You need pineapple on your barbecue chicken.
Bruh.
Without pineapple on your barbecue chicken...
Do you eat pineapples on burgers?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, Chopper? Yeah. Bro, do you know a chopper is a Porto backwards? You know that's what it spells?
I didn't even...
It is.
I thought it's got something to do like tropical, you know?
No, a Porto backwards is spelled a chopper. Bro, I ate that burger. Everyone eats Bondi burgers,
bro. Nah.
And I always get a chopper because the pineapple.
Yeah, bro. Something you bite into that pineapple just makes that whole burger. Bro, yeah, bro, 100%.
If Porto were to come in here,
100%.
I feel like we've mentioned every fast food chain.
I know, man. Every rapper, every engineer, yeah, bro. This has to go somewhere.
Next, this or that, Milo or Overtini?
Oh, nothing beats a cold Milo, bro. Yeah. But like, with the Milo on top and eating it with a spoon. That's some childhood shit, bro.
10 scoops?
Using half the tin, bro.
Just pour the milk in there?
Yeah.
But I've never done that. I've never poured the milk into the tin. Maybe I should try that.
I've never done that either, bro. Be the first, cuz.
Bro, honestly, I'd say the Milo, cold. But Overtini bites are your friend. Have you had these? You have,
Primary school, cuz. They used to charge you an arm and a leg, bro. Like, my mum used to give me like $2. These things used to be like $1.80.
Bro, and
it's like, fuck.
I bought this packet today for $3. And there is, how much? There's like 10 packets in here.
Yeah, right. I remember them, bro. Yeah. They used to jeep you at the canteen.
Yeah.
Jeep you.
Overtini, shout out to Overtini. Anyways, little plug there. Another sponsor.
This guy needs food, huh?
Cody eats, yeah. Alright, so that's it for this and that. Before we wrap this up, just some like kind of advice quickly you give to the youth or anyone just kind of coming up.
Advice, I just say the earlier you pull your head in, the better. I mean, there ain't no life doing all the shit that unfortunately the industry glorifies. Most of the time it is entertainment purposes, but these kids take it into, the wrong, misconception and actually go out and do what they do. I mean, just the earlier pull your head in, surround yourself around good people because you are what you hang around. And just, follow your dreams. I mean, like everybody says follow your dreams, but it's like, if I didn't personally, I'd still be working 9 to 5 on that.
Yeah.
And just don't burn any bridges in the industry because it's going to come to a point where you're going to need a network and that offer's not going to be there because of some past beef or some incident here and there. So try, be civil with everybody, do your thing, hustle hard, and that's it, bro.
Yeah, 100% hustle hard. That's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you to Antonio, appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.
That's a wrap and we'll see you next episode.